Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today. And this story comes from Hull. Thank you to the friends of this young man that have messaged me asking me to cover this story. This happened in Bransholme and the victim is called Connor Lyons. He was found dead near the River Hull on Tuesday at 8:20 in the morning. This happened in an area called Ennerdale, and the discovery of his body initially was unexplained, and now they have launched a murder investigation. The post-mortem was carried out and Humberside Police announced that a 21-year-old male has been arrested on suspicion of murder, theft and assault. There is a heavy police presence in the area where Connor's body was found by marine rescue, so this must have been in the water. Footage shows police scouring the area and a lot of tributes have been paid at the scene, and we received a lot of messages and I thank you for doing that because I would not have known about this story if you hadn't. This is coverage from Hull Live and the official police statement. Detective Chief Inspector Rhod Troake said he'd like to thank everyone that's come forward with information, and it's very clear that Connor was popular and well regarded in the local area. Our focus is to establish what happened to Connor and to bring justice for his death. Specialist officers are supporting the family and a number of teams are out in the area over the coming days trying to gather evidence. He said there are further inquiries being made and they'd like to reassure the community that they are doing everything they can. Tributes poured in on social media and he was described as a lovable rogue. Friends and family of Connor were at the scene on Wednesday evening where his body was found and paid respects to him. Banners and balloons were laid on a nearby fence to the road and it read, "Rest in peace, Connor Lyons," and written tributes were everywhere. And the latest update on this story is that police have been granted more time to question a suspect for the murder of the Hull teenager. Hull Magistrates Court granted an extra 36 hours as part of the ongoing investigation. So this is devastating news to the local area, and I have to admit it's been a very tough week. We've been working closely with the families of some of the victims in the latest murders, and it seems there's definitely been an increase since lockdown. So I'd like to send my condolences to his family and friends, and we'll definitely keep you updated on anything that goes on with that case. Rest in peace to Connor. In some other news coming from Hull, this isn't the first murder that has happened on this river. A student called Libby Squire, rest in peace. Libby disappeared on January the 31st, 2019. Her body was discovered by a fisherman in the Humber estuary near Sperm Point 7 weeks later on March the 20th. Powell Relowitz from Raglan Street is accused of raping and murdering her at Oakfield Plainfields in the early hours of February the 1st. He's on trial at the moment and he denies the charges against him. On Thursday, the Home Office pathologist told the court that they conducted a post-mortem on Libby's body at Hull Infirmary on March the 21st, 2019. He said there was evidence the body had been in the water for some time, and this meant that any observations had to be made with a mind to the context that changes could have happened while she was in the water. Libby had 2 lacerations to her top lip, and they could not have ruled out this could have happened when she was in the water. But they said it also could have represented blunt trauma in that area. The pathologist said there was no evidence of small hemorrhages around her mouth, which could be evidence of asphyxia. The doctor went on to say that it's not conclusive, but it's something to look out for. It's like a little bruise, you tend to see lots of them around the lips or the eyes. They're a useful marker to indicate that somebody was strangled. The doctors described to the jury a suspected number of bruises found on Libby's body that included her chest, abdomen and thighs. He also told the court there was possible bruising on her upper right arm, which could represent gripping, but could not say it was a genuine bruise. He said that he had to exercise caution over the possibilities that some of the bruises could have been occurred while she was in the water. CCTV was released showing Libby walking down Beverley Road on January the 31st. The court was told by the doctor that no injuries were found in bone samples taken from Libby's throat, but added they could not rule out the possibility that she had been strangled because the small bones are very flexible in younger people and therefore are less liable to break. For that reason, the absence of damage should not be important as a finding as it would be if she was older. He told the court he did not know whether Libby was alive or not when she entered the water. He also said that Nicola Taylor, a forensic scientist, had found sperm cells detected on vaginal swabs taken during the post-mortem that matched the DNA of Relowitz. He said that Libby's cause of death remained unascertained, which means they haven't found out. He said that he looked into other mechanisms that might explain how she died. That included drowning, hypothermia, or violent assault. He said a subtle asphyxiation death remains a possibility, but this could have been some kind of smothering or pressure applied to the neck. The pathology says that drowning is a possibility, but he's not prepared to say if it's a likely explanation for her death. Under cross-examination by the barrister Oliver Saxby, the doctor agreed that only a series of possibilities of how she might have died. He told the court the decomposition of the body made the post-mortem even harder, and injuries could have been caused by various different ways. Renowitz denies the charges of rape and murder, and the trial started on Tuesday and is expected to last for a month. So I send my condolences to the family of Libby, and I'll give you an update on what happens with that trial as well. And in this final story of this video, we're going over to Cornwall, where a drug driver went on a 120-mile-an-hour police chase on the A30. Charlie Powell from Plymouth had been given a suspended sentence and disqualified from driving for 2 years following the incident. Police released dashcam footage of the high-speed chase that shows him doing 122 miles an hour in a Honda Civic. He led the police on a 15-mile chase on the A30 from Carlin Cross to Bodmin. This was in June of 2020. The road was wet and officers said he was aggressive and very dangerous when driving. It nearly led to collisions with other cars. The car was spotted by officers on the eastbound of the A30 near Carlin Cross, doing 70. Police followed the car initially and he appeared to be pulling over into a lay-by. However, then he drove off and the chase commenced. He dodged through cars and narrowly missed oncoming vehicles. Powell's car was eventually stopped by the police, who deployed a stinger and tactical force to remove the vehicle from the road. He was arrested and subsequently charged with dangerous driving, failing to stop, driving while disqualified, drug driving and driving without insurance. He pled guilty to all charges at Truro Crown Court on January the 8th, 2021, and he'll be sentenced to 9 months in prison that he's suspended for 2 years, so he has to be good or go to prison if he commits another offence in that time, and disqualified from driving for 2 years and will have to take an extended test. So he's very lucky to have gotten a suspended sentence with that case. I really appreciate you joining me today for all these stories. Please don't forget to pay your respects in the comments to Libby and to Connor Lyons. Thank you for joining me. I'll be back again very shortly. Please don't forget to follow us online as well at Scarcity Studios. Peace.
Victor, for you and for the log, he's just undertaken a vehicle at 100, very near contact. Road has now opened up, but there's no contact with that vehicle. Still safe to continue at this time. I am backing off slightly, just in anticipation he goes off. Yeah, received, Victor. He's just undertaken another vehicle on the road, and I believe we're just approaching the half-mile marker now. Yes, and he's undertaken. He's lane 1 back out into lane 2. Yeah, and it's an off. He's coming towards you, Jace. Vehicle stop. Give me a heads up which way it goes, please, Jason. Yeah. Vehicle stop. Gone off towards the next station, over. Yes. Yeah, from Oscar 70, it looks like a good sting, at least one tyre deflated. For the car behind me, as you are a uniform marked car, I will move aside and let you take primacy at this time.
Attention, intelligence report. Attention.
Attacker 26 on behind you. Victor, given the conditions we're now in town, coming up towards the Launceston Road, tactical contact is being considered if the opportunity arises. Yeah, received Sarge for info, potentially at the Launceston Road junction. I may take TAC contact here. Roger, Victor, can we get past the top unit, please, as well? Might be queue around the corner here, so it might be. Yeah, past Hudson. Oscar 3 Yankee and Oscar 4K. Richard, look, units available, connect to 1 minute, please.
Clear left, clear left.
Taxi 601, RG now.
The intelligence report.
Yeah, problem on Launceston Road at the moment.
Launceston Road, back towards the A30. Victor, I'm not going to allow him to go back to the A30 if I can.